Good evening, viewers. Welcome back to another special edition of the debate involving the National Assembly candidates. Today in the studio, we have the representatives of Kombo South. From my immediate left is Honorable Keba Barrow for United Democratic Party, UDP, who happens to be the incumbent in Kombo South. Malang Sanyang, GMC, Babukar FM Koli Independent, Bubakar FM Koli Independent, Abdullah F. Jallo, GDC. Gentlemen, welcome to the debate.
Thank you. Thank you.
I will take you through the rules. In any debate, there must be rules. So please bear with me. The debate will last for 1 hour 30 minutes. The debate should include short breaks. The debaters will address each other Mr., Miss, or Mrs., followed by their last name, means surname. Each debater will be given 2 minutes to make an opening remark. This will be followed by a closing remark at the end of the debate. There will be no rebuttals of opening or closing remarks. 2 minutes answer to questions. Questions and answer segment among candidates will also be entertained. We'll open the telephone lines in the last 10 minutes, approximately. These questions were prepared by QTV without no outside influence. So, gentlemen, welcome to QTV, the debate.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
If I start with Honorable Keba Barrow, give us your background.
Thank you very much, Sidi Sise. Good evening, listeners, both at home and abroad. I am Honorable Keba Barrow, Majority Leader and also the sitting member for Kombo South. Born and bred in Kombo South, in Kombo Gunjur Daba Nani. I attended the primary school, I went to secondary school, and then I went to the then Yundum College as a primary school teacher, and then from there I switched over to agriculture to be a research assistant at the Ministry of Agriculture, which led to the formation of the Department of Planning called PPMU, Project Monitoring and Implementation Unit, that deals with farmers to see the level of investment that the government is doing towards inputs and also sustainability of crops that are grown in the country, which I participated for 5 years. Following the formation of the Gunjur-Marlborough link in 1982, with the publication of a report called North-Side Dialogue, a program of survival, which was headed by Willy Brandt, the former Chancellor of Germany, to look at the needs of North and South dialogue to ensure that local participation in politics and development of economic strategies for the poorest in the South, so that link was formed. And that has been an aspect of exchange of young people from North-South to the North and South to look at issues of independence. That independence is how can we build community strategies that will involve the local people to enable them to take part in the decision-making processes. And that has been going on for the last 32 years. But midway in 1989, the development wing of that youth exchange program was set up, and it was turned into a local NGO called Forbes Trust the Gambia that have 3 main objectives: to look at the issue of women, young school leavers, and also the development of skills for young people in Kombo.
Thank you very much, Honorable Keba Barrow. That's 2 minutes up. Just to remind you that it's 2 minutes. When we say 2 minutes, it's 2 minutes. And I move to Malang Sanyang of GMC, Gambia Moral Congress. Give us a background, educational background, professional background.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sise. First of all, I thank Allah for the time and time given, and I also thank my colleagues for honoring the invitation. I am Mr. Malang Sanyang, a professional teacher, native of Katong, Kombo South. Did my primary school at St. Martin's Primary School, proceeded to St. Peter's Technical Junior Secondary School in 1994, where I was there up to 2000. I started the Gambia Senior Secondary School Certificate Examination, WAS. And then in 2001, I attended the Gambia College to study higher teacher's certificate up to 2004. There I started my teaching profession and posted at Gunjur Upper Basic School up to date. I'm a professional teacher. I also engage in gardening. I'm also a gardener. I do gardening. I'm also taking part in sports as a sport head of department, sport department at Gunjur Upper Basic School. I'm also a head of social and environmental studies department, ACS, of Gunjur Upper Basic School. I also serve as a technical or an organizer or member of an organizing body at Combo South District Sports for almost 3 years. So viewers, that's Mr. Malan Sanyang.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sanyang. Bubakar FM Koli,
Yes.
independent candidate.
Thank
Give
you.
us a background.
Thank you, Mr. Sisi. Bubakar FM Koli is a native of Jambanjeli village, both by parents who are civil servants. My dad a retired police officer and my mom a teacher and currently a teacher. I attended Farafenye Papa Keba Memorial Nursery School, then Farafenye Proper Lower Basic School, where I served as a head boy at some point or time. From there, I proceeded to Jambanjeli Basic Cycle School, where I attended my junior school, and then proceeded to Gambia Senior Secondary School, where I sat to my WAS. From Gambia Senior Secondary School, I gained employment with the Drug Law Enforcement Agency, stationed with the Prosecution and Legal Affairs Office. While working with the Drug Law Enforcement Agency, simultaneously, I backed a diploma in Peace and Conflict Studies at the Management Development Institute, MDI. From there, I proceeded to the University of the Gambia, Faculty of Law, where I backed a law degree, LLB. From there, I proceeded to the Gambia Law School, where I was called to bar as barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of the Gambia. I also served the Drug Law Enforcement Agency for 10 solid years, and then resigned recently. That's Bubakar FM Koli for you, Mr. Sisi.
Thank you very much,
And viewers
Mr.
as well.
Koli.
Thank you.
Mr. Abdullah F. Jallo.
Abdullah
GDC.
F. Jallo. I am born 1967 in Banjul, raised in Banjul, went to school at Mohammedan Primary School, finished at St. Augustine's High School in 1985, joined the ITC, the International Tribal Tolerance Center, at the time from 1986 to 1988. From 1988, I traveled to Germany and first attended the Julius University in Würzburg in the southern part of Germany, in Bavaria, where I only did the language courses for 2 semesters. From there, I moved to Cologne, and then I started working there and studied actually online courses, network and telecommunication technique. And then I was lucky to work with a company called Franz Bischoff, a car part production company for 25 good years. And I served there as the deputy manager of their logistics and dispatch. Parallel to this, I was also engaged for 8 good years in community organizing with the German Institute for Community Organizing, the Deutsche Institute for Community Organizing, and then had a project of 3 years with the Caritas, where I worked with 52 different organizations. Also, we formed as Africans an African Union from different countries in Africa. We formed a political party, where I was also part of this organization, and we actually made it to the European Parliament as a member. We still have, now to date, we have about over 5 sitting members from these associations in Cologne in the European Parliament.
Thank you very much, Abdullah F. Jallo, GDC. Thank you all, gentlemen. We now move to the debate proper. The questions that we're going to ask you is all going to do with the electorates of Combo South and the role of the National Assembly member. If I start with Honorable Kebaro, quickly, what are the issues of concern of your electorates of Combo South?
Thank you very much. Over the last 5 years, The key issues are: one, youth unemployment. Youth unemployment has become a problem, and that is something that has been harbored and hammered in the National Assembly to ensure that the strategies and policies that are set for young people are done to ensure that job opportunities are done, but that job opportunities need to go with skills, and that skill development needs to be involved. The other issue that we are facing is road infrastructure in Combo South, looking at the situation and its importance in the Gambia with 5 fishing landing sites. Road communication is very poor, and it deterred the involvement of the vulnerable members, especially the women, who are involved in fish processing, marketing, the scaling, and frying, to enable them to do their work in a timely manner. Another issue that is of more importance, to ensure that we have a very solid foundation for education for our younger people. How do we develop ECD, that is early childhood education, leading to primary, secondary education, and ensuring that that is coupled with the development of skills development in our curricula, to have a very sound skills training program for young people that will enable them to be employed or to be self-employed, to take a meaningful role in the development of their career, and to also ensure that they do not involve in dependency on people, so they can be self-reliant. Another key area is our health status. Combo South is a cosmopolitan area, as I said, with 5 landing sites, with population increasing from 125,000 in the 2013 census.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kebabaro. Your 2 minutes is up. Mr. Sanyang?
Yes.
It's 2 minutes.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Cisse. Issues of Combo South are numerous, but I will just mention few. One is the environment, that is deforestation along the coast in Combo South. 2, mining along Combo South. 3, the fish mills. And the 4th is road network in Combo South. These are the 4 key areas of concern as of now. The people of Combo South are really facing. And with my election into the National Assembly, I'll make sure I work with the government of the day to make sure these issues are tackled. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sanyang. Mr. Colley?
Mr. Cisse, Combo South is faced with plethora of issues. Believe me or not, Combo South, if not the richest, is one of the richest constituencies in this country. But unfortunately, we've been bullied, we've been cheated, we've been looted, we've been exploited, and we've been ignored. Our rivers have been mortgaged. Our natural resources are benefiting the friends of the government, or let me say the friends of the executive. Our youths are taken advantage of, our mothers and their guardians are taken advantage of, and Mr. Cisse, young people of Combo South are ready to take the mantle of leadership. The problem of Combo South, in summation, is our environment. Environmental degradation and pollution is the main problem of Combo South. Our resources in Combo South are not benefiting us. You go to Sanyang, you have the black sand. You go to Tujereng, you have the black sand. And all those resources are not benefiting the people of Combo South. Our resources are not coming back to us. Our people have been crying for far too long. The people of Gunjur, the people of Sanyang, the people of Katong, and are still crying, are still weeping. All because of our environment, all because of our resources, all because of our marine resources and natural resources. I think that's the main problem of Combo South. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Colley. Mr. Jallo.
Combo South, as they have just mentioned, we are facing a lot of problems. But I would take it first to our waters, where government is doing nothing or has done nothing but to lease our waters to foreign countries, like the Chinese, like the Europeans, like the Senegalese, whereby we should have benefited from this. I mean, this is something very serious. We have youths that have completed schools. We have youths that have broken their schools because there is no possibility of even proceeding to secondary schools or to higher levels. I just take an example in Tangier, where you have over 1,700 students in one school. I mean, most of them would be, over 50% of them are dropouts. After each year, you have over 700, 800 children that are no longer going to school. They will be dropouts. You know. That means a destroyed society, a society that is polluted. You know. We have to reorganize ourselves. Can you imagine many parts of Congo South or the villages, you know, there are no police stations. This is just unbelievable. A village like Tangier, for over a good year without a police station. It is impossible. Where citizens will come out and attack police officers, beat them or destroy even the police stations or even burn them to ashes. This is not possible. This is the government that we are facing today. And the youth unemployment, it is just numerous. It is too much, you know. I mean, youths are hanging from all corners, smoking from morning to evening. I will never put the blame on them. But it is the responsibility of the government to take care of these people. You have to take them along with you to see where they stop at school level. Give them at least a chance, you know, to learn something that could benefit them tomorrow. You cannot just say they are dropouts and you forget them totally. You know,
thank you very much, Mr. Jallo. Your 2 minutes is up. Honorable Keba Barrow, you have highlighted, you know, several problems from youth unemployment, roads, the education. You talked about quite a lot of things that actually are seen as a problem in Congo South as we speak. You are the incumbent. What have you done to address these problems?
Thank you very much, CD. As I said, education is the bedrock of development and we need to have a good foundation. My first questions in the parliament in 2017 was how do we ensure that the educational status in Congo South is improved by providing the structures that are needed. When I did a round in the schools, I found out that the number of students in most of the bigger communities like Tangier, Tujereng, Gunjur, Sanyang, Jambanjil are beyond the 40 students recommended by the education policy, the new education policy, which is very, very difficult, and it is being taken care of by one teacher, and it is very difficult. So those are issues that I raised with the ministry. And one of the assurances that they did was that the partnership between them and MRC Holland Foundation is almost completed, and they are going to start putting up structures to ease the problem of classrooms in Congo South. And that I can fully say now, those things are a thing of the past.
So it's been addressed.
Primary school, Gunjur Primary School,
Mr.
Sanyang
Barrow,
Primary School are all beneficiaries of the
Mr. Barrow, I wanted to simplify it. Yes. Thing of the past means they've been addressed, right?
They've been addressed, fully
okay.
addressed.
Fully addressed. Fully okay, addressed. Let's move on to the next.
Okay.
You talked about roads.
Roads. As I said, Gunjur is endowed with 5 landing fishing sites in Congo South. To ensure that there is a timely delivery of the services that the women are doing in terms of the scaling, fish processing, marketing, and smoking, they need to have good road nodes and good connection in terms of transportation, which is a big problem as of now. But some of the feeder roads were rehabilitated to ensure that the women from those areas are connected to the markets early in the morning. And that is something that is being on and is also continuing. Like the road network between Jambur and Farato was done by First Step Project, which is an agricultural project that improves the agricultural production of women, especially women in the Gambia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Barrow. Quickly before I move to your colleagues, yeah, these are issues that you've raised, yeah. And from what you've just said, an achievement have been done.
Yep.
You know, the Holland Foundation,
yeah.
The feeder roads.
Yeah.
Your single achievement, can you tell us that? What is your single achievement?
My single achievement is, as I said, these are questions and answers that are deliberated on the floor of the National Assembly, and you do it. Improving the water supply of communities that are not connected to NAWEC supplies. I've been able to have dialogue and work with the Ministry of Fisheries and Water Resources to provide safe drinking water for the community of Kunkujam Mariama, looking at a very important site where they have the shrine there that has provided that water facility and which they are enjoying. Another community next to Kunkujam Mariama is Pacholing A, which is another little settlement between Kunkujam Mariama and Jambanjil. They have also been given water supply. The water supply in Tanje was very erratic and very low. The community water supply that was done was rehabilitated. There was one that was done in Tujereng, and there is new one that is coming in Sinchuwuri, which is a new settlement between Gunju and Jambanjil.
Thank you very much. I'll move to your colleagues to ask them. I mean, the Honorable Keba Barrow have mentioned these developments. Like they are a thing of the past, means they've been addressed. Have you guys seen that in Combo South? I start with Malam.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I think we have eyes to see, and then the people of Combo South are definitely listening to him. The road networks in Combo South have not been improved. You know, I've been going around recently these days. Sifoto Nyofele is not reachable. Nyofele to Kunkujang is not reachable. Kunkujang to
in a nutshell, you have not seen.
I've not seen any road network being improved.
Yes, Mr. Colley.
Yes, I, Bubakar FM Colley, have not seen absolutely nothing. In fact, to tell you the truth, I think Combo South has been underrepresented. We've not been represented for the past 5 years in the National Assembly. It is my view that our seat at the National Assembly has been vacant for the past 5 years. I have visited a lot of villages in Combo South. I've been to Gunjur, Kunkujang. Believe me, during rainy season, those people will tell you that we find it extremely difficult, you know, to go out from our village. You go to Bainyaka. In fact, go to Sanyang, where the mining is taking place, where our black sand is being illegally mined. Those people do not even have respect for us. Look at our roads. The road.
When you call it illegally mined, what do you mean by that?
Yes, because they are not mining that place in line with the law.
How do you know?
How do I know?
Yes.
No one in Combo South can tell you how those, resources are mined.
No. Is the people of Combo South the one who's supposed to issue the license, or the central government?
No, let me come in. You go to Sanyang, right?
The legality, that's what we want to talk about.
Yes.
You said it's not legal.
Yes.
Yes. So can you qualify that, please?
I can I qualify?
Yeah. Why do you say it's illegal? What evidence do you have?
What evidence do I have? I am telling you, the Gambian people cannot tell you how that mining is taking place.
I mean, when you mean Gambian people, who? I mean, if I get this right, let's simplify this.
Okay.
Which law in our law books have been broken by those doing the mining in Sanyang? Can you help me, please?
Yes. You go to Sanyang, they are mining the black sand. Right?
I know that.
Yes.
The law that has been broken for it to be an illegal act, that's what I want to know, Mr. Colley.
The law that has been broken for it to be an illegal act, they are not mining in accordance with the law.
What law? Which of the provisions of the law,
Sise, I might not be in better position as it stands now.
So then you are speculating.
I am not speculating.
No, then you cannot. You are speculating, then you cannot.
Honestly, I am not speculating. I might not be in position to tell you the exact law.
I will conclude, Mr. Colley, that is an unjustified statement.
It's okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Jallo?
Well, I live in Tanja and I live in Combo South. And I think alone the past few days that we had been going around, I cannot definitely say we have achieved anything in road network. Yes, at the primary school, I have seen a new development. They are saying this is an extension of the school. I have seen that. It's not yet finished, so you cannot say it is a thing of the past. But for the rest that is being said here, I haven't seen any development whatsoever regarding to road network. No. But for the primary school, I can definitely say there is something I have seen, new buildings. They are saying this is, an extension of the primary school, which I definitely very much appreciate, Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jallo. Honorable Kebabaro, I think to do justice, I'll give you 1 minute to respond.
Yeah, what I am saying is, the road network, as I said, I've been glamoring that in the National Assembly. These road networks are the road linking Jambanjel, Taiba to Gunjur, Kunkujang and Gunjur, are roads that are supposed to be done in the 400 kilometers that the National Assembly with the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure are going to develop. The other road network is from Brikama, Kasakunda, Nyofele, Gunjur. That also is part of the 400 kilometer road. The other road network that they need to do is from Nyofele, Sifo, Nyofele, Kunkujang, and then you go to Kachume. That's the link in the main road, the highway
so
from...
these are things in the pipeline that's going to happen.
These are things in the pipeline. And what the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure is doing, they are using the funds of the local fund, that is the local revenue fund, which is generated from the fuel fund, the fuel levy, to construct these roads. If you go to Jereng, right down to Kunkujam Mariama, that is done. And the expansion is going to be from Kunkujam Mariama to Banyakang through Madiana, which is not in Combo South, but because it's linking Madiana, Banyakang, and then to Brufut at their Gamtel. So that road network is going to be done. And the Brikama, Nyofele, Gunjur, Brikama, Kasakunda, Busranding, Nyofele, and Gunjur is also going to be among the 400 kilometer road which the National Road Authority is going to work on. And it is in their plans. So what I am saying in a sense, the 2022 legislation that is coming in April are going to follow up this, because these reports are already in the archives of the National Assembly, and the committee responsible of monitoring government projects.
Mr. Honorable Kebabaro, thank you so much. Your 2 minutes, your minute is up, but we'll come back to you because earlier on you complained, you make a complaint about roads, and now you are telling us there is so much work in the pipeline. So I don't think you need to complain. We'll come back to you, Mr. Barrow. I go to Malang. You talked about environment. You talk about the fish meals and all that. What are you going to do about this? As, for example, you are voted in office.
If voted into office, April 9th, the environment of Combo South, with the collaboration of the government of the day, especially the stakeholders, there's a ministry responsible for environment.
So, Mr. Sanyang, if I get you, since you came in, you talked about your collaboration with the government.
Exactly.
And so actually you don't have a policy or program as far as GMC is concerned here.
There's a policy.
You're actually, in line with whatever the government of the day is talking about, right?
There's a policy.
Okay.
But
what is that policy? What is that policy?
The policy is to make sure the environment of Combo South is protected.
And that is the government of the day's policy?
No.
GMC?
That's the GMC policy.
How would you do that, sir?
I'm going to work with stakeholders.
Okay.
Stakeholders.
And
experts.
You think you can only come as a candidate of GMC to work with the stakeholders? Can you not have done this before?
No. I have a plan with the constituency.
Okay.
And this plan is to have a constituency Bantaba at Gunjur, because Gunjur is the headquarters, where each of these villages are going to have representatives.
What made Gunjur a Bantaba for all these electorates?
Gunjur is the district headquarters of Combo South. So small, each and every village in Combo South or a settlement in Combo South is going to have a representative at this Bantaba. And I'm going to have experts in different fields. If it is environment, I'm going to have experts from the environment.
So have you already identified the experts? Now you are seeking
Yes,
votes.
I have.
Okay.
Because
how many are there?
There are about 20.
In all areas?
In all areas. I make sure I have 2 experts from each. I identify 10 different areas.
All right, let's get this right.
What
will be the point of this? This, experts and this knowledge pool that you put together, what is going to be the point of it?
Their role is going to make sure they protect the integrity, the status quo of the region. If it is agriculture, these people are going to make sure whatever bill, whatever information, whatever itinerary is presented at the National Assembly is going to be brought forward at this Bantaba. So I am going to be their mouthpiece.
So basically, the Bantaba is going to decide for you to go to the National Assembly and talk.
The Bantaba is going to, I am going to speak what the Bantaba says.
Okay.
I am going to form the Bantaba. So
what about those who are not part of the Bantaba, the general electorates? What's going to happen?
The general electorates are represented at the Bantaba.
So how are you going to do this representation? You are talking about you select 20 people who are experts. A poor grandmother of mine sitting in Jambanjeli, how is he going to get represented there?
Yeah, Jambanjeli is a community.
Yes, but you don't talk about the community. You're talking about the experts coming there.
The experts are from the communities. If it is agriculture, for example.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, you have experts.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sanj. We'll come to that quickly. We'll come back. Okay. We'll come back. How are you going to do this?
Yeah.
Bubakar FM Koli, yes. You talked about a lot. You talked about the river being mortgaged, environment, our resources, the black sand. Yeah, how are you going to do something?
Yes. First and foremost.
And you talked about the people of Combo South have been bullied. I mean, that's a sweeping statement, yes. Mr. Koli, right?
Yes.
Who is bullying them? Who? Who is bullying the people of Combo South?
The executive.
Who is the executive here? Is it the president and his cabinet?
Well, if you call it, I think.
I mean, when you say the executive, that's an abstraction. I think it's better to just pinpoint and say Mr. X, Miss X, Mrs. X is the one doing that.
Okay, Mr. Cisse.
Yes.
If you could recall, the people of Combo South have been protesting for a long time. The people, to be specific, the people of Sanyang, the people of Gunju, they have been protesting against their environment being polluted. And then we've seen people from Gunjur, when they protested, they were all arrested.
But some will say this is just a very isolated incident of a group of people who call themselves environmentalists making a protest when the average Sanyanka or the average Gunjurunka is actually benefiting from those fish meals, my friend. No, I mean, somebody can come with an opinion.
Yes. Okay, if you look at the last protest, almost every youth in Sanyang participated in that protest. Because the bad smell or the bad odor coming from that fish meal factory has affected the entire Sanyang people. In fact, it has extended up to Jambanjeli. You will bear with me that in Jambanjeli, we do smell that bad odor from the fish meal factory. You understand? So now, those people, when they stood against their environment being polluted, we've seen a group of youths that were arrested.
Okay.
And then currently standing trial.
So when you talk about the bullying, you talk about all these environmental hazards and all that, as if, for example, you are elected in office, what can you do?
One of the role of a National Assembly member is representation. Issues affecting your constituency. Yeah. So with all those environmental buhaha in Combo South, we've never had that issue in the National Assembly by our own representatives. People we entrusted with our votes to represent us diligently. The only person that rose that issue at the National Assembly was Tumanjai, if my memory could serve me right, the member of parliament for Banjul South. Okay. When we have our very own National Assembly members, they've been mute about it. Yeah? Okay.
Mute about what? Be specific.
Mute about our environment being polluted. Yeah? Our resources been, been mined unjustly. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Koli.
Yes.
I mean, Mr. Honorable Kebabaro, before I move to Mr. Jallo. Mr. Jallo, I'll come back to you.
Don't worry.
Have you been muted about the claims that, 1 minute, that Mr. Koli have just said, that you've been muted about it? Somebody else had to scream and howl about this.
I think they have not been following the National Assembly deliberations. My focus always has been that whatever is happening, that issue of pollution or that issue of environment being polluted has not been done in the right way. I can fully say my entry point at any community is the VDC. The VDC of Sanyang will tell you the engagements that I had with them.
No, we are talking about the National Assembly here.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Were you muted about
That's
it?
what I'm saying. I have not muted. That's what I'm saying. Those engagements from the VDCs are taken to the National Assembly.
Okay.
And I have been confronting the Minister of Energy and the Minister of Energy and the Petroleum about the sand mining that is done, which is not in line with the principles that are supposed to be doing. Because when sand mining is done in a place, their policy is saying that the people of the communities affected have to be involved in the identification of the sites where these things are going to be done. And the resources that are gained will have to be plowed back to the communities to ensure that...
What about the fish mill? What about the fish mill?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The fish mill, all the rumors or all the sayings that you are saying, as you have elaborated, those are very isolated instances which are coming from a pocket of people within the community of Gunjur. You talk to the very people that are involved in these things.
Thank you so much, Honorable Barrow. Mr. Jallo? Yeah. Yes, I mean, you talked about dropout in school. You talked about our society has been polluted. What would you do if you're elected in office?
What I would do when elected in office, I think the experience of community organizing that I brought along with me, is going to save me. What my first intention is to form committees in all villages that are in Combo South. There must be about 36. Be it 10 people or 7 people, but they are going to represent the problems of Combo South. They are going to tell me the problems of Combo South. This is different from the VDCs in the This is different from the this is different from the VDC. This is something that I'm going to personally organize, right? And from each village, I would expect to have at least 2 members, whereby I will form an association with them. So they are going to represent their villages. They are going to come with the problems of their villages.
So why creating a new committee when the VDC is already there? Why not just work with the VDC? That's a bit of an extra bureaucracy, right?
Yes, the VDC I have seen is more into their own pockets as anything else.
Oh,
I have seen.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You are saying the VDC in Combo South,
in
all those communities,
the VDC
are not actually representing the people of their community?
Not at all.
Is this an allegation or you have evidence?
This is not an allegation.
Can you put the evidence forward, please?
If this is an allegation, why is it that we have so many bad road networks? Why is it that we have nothing been developed in these communities? It is just unbelievable. They are collecting a lot of taxes, I believe. And if you come to Combo South, I mean, this is an area that is definitely having...
Mr. Jallo, just because the roads are in done doesn't mean they are putting anything in their pocket. I think you are making an assumption here, are you?
I am not making any assumption. What I'm saying is, I mean, what I want to form is, because it is not what I told you with community organizing, I also have a backup in Europe. The people that I worked with, people that have already spoken to, and we have already signed a document that we are going to work with them.
Okay, quickly, just to get this clear, you talked about the VDC pocketing.
Yeah.
But these people that you are going to bring in, or you're going to make them in a committee form, what guarantee do you have? Are they also not going to pocket, whatever resources you're going to bring to them? What guarantee do you have?
I am not going to, we are going to work together. Look, this is not that I'm going to give them monies. I want to restructure these communities.
But the VDC, as we speak now, are you aware that they have been given money by any entity? The VDCs in the Combo South, are they been given any money?
Well, let me tell you one thing. If I have been told alone, and I can take only examples from Tanje where I live, that these people had received monies, and even some people to make these roads, and the road leading to Madiana and the other leading to, how do you call it, this other place, to Madiana and then to the other direction, these 2 roads to be meant, but they had been given money, but most of this money had been just distributed within themselves. Some of them went to Europe, and some of them...
Do you have an evidence of this? And how long ago was this? How long ago was this money given, and who gave them the money?
That is less than 5 years.
Less than 5 years. So you're specific. How specific?
That is less than 5 years. And
is it this government, this 2017 regime to 2021? Is that government, or is it the APRC government?
That's no, not this regime. I could say the APRC government.
Okay, so it's more than 5 years.
This is more than 5 years. I could say the APRC government.
Okay,
right. But all I know is they are not representing the people of Tanje.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks so much, gentlemen.
Don't get less.
Good. If I move to Mr. Malang, yes. Honorable Malang Sanya, as a challenger of the incumbent, what would you say you could have done better if you were in the National Assembly?
If I was in the National Assembly in the last 5 years,
yes,
the road network in Combo South would have been the thing of the past.
How do you know that? Mr. Honorable Barrow have just talked about, a pilot project of, roads all over Combo South. And you're saying if you are there, you will think of the past. How do you know that? Are you going to go there and twist the arm of the executive or the president?
I'm going to make so.
How are you going to make so?
I'm going to put them to tax.
You are one person in a parliament of 58.
In the National Assembly.
Yes.
But I have
and
colleagues.
The cover, where the monies of us, all of us, doesn't only belong to Combo South.
Yeah.
So how are you going to make sure that your roads in Combo South, are a thing of the past?
I am going to make sure each year, a particular road network is improved.
How are you going to do that?
By working with my colleagues in the National Assembly.
But already, the incumbent have just said that he has gone out there and have spoken about it, and he have talked about all the developments as far as the road network is concerned that are in the pipeline coming. As far as Madiana, that is not even part of Combo South. So what could have you done better than him? Because he has already highlighted these problems, and they are happening now.
I'm going to twist the arm of the government because I can tell you that the incumbent is not.
I mean, you're going to twist their arms, and all the National Assembly members are also going to twist their arms. So if all the arms are twisted, I don't know who's going to get more, Mr. Sanya.
No. What I mean is, I'm going to work with my colleagues.
Okay, your colleague parliamentarian.
Closely.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Buakar FM Kole, what would you have done?
What we expected as natives of Combo South is our cries to be heard at the National Assembly. With all the cries, as I said earlier, or as I had mentioned earlier, with all the cries at Combo South, Sanyang, Gunjur, we've never had a single word in the National Assembly. What I would have done...
Mr. Colley,
yes.
You had Honorable Keba Barrow, who is the incumbent, talked about his participation in the National Assembly.
Yes.
Are you sitting here telling me you have never seen his participation in the National Assembly?
No.
Talking about the electorate and the concerns of the people of Combo South?
Nope.
No. Have you ever visited the National Assembly sitting?
Yes, I've visited the National Assembly sittings once.
Once?
Yes.
Did you follow the debates on radio or television?
I have been a keen follower of the National Assembly debates.
Okay.
Yes, but I have never for once had the issue of those fish meal factories polluting our environment.
Have you ever made the effort to contact your National Assembly member?
I didn't, but a friend of mine made that effort. I will not mention his name.
What was the outcome?
He won't give him chance.
In fact,
I am a native of Jambanjeli, I will tell you. Okay, Jambanjeli at some point, the road that is built at Jambanjeli, you remember the new road that we have at Jambanjeli. Okay, the drainage systems were not good. At some point, we were protesting against, those bad, road system in Jambanjeli. During rainy season, water will, flow in the houses of people. You understand? I was part of those who were, crying for help. In fact, at some point, we summoned the National Road Authority to come and answer certain questions for us, when our very own representative was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Colley, let's get this right. You talk about, the float in Jambanjeli and all this.
Yes.
But bear in mind, as a National Assembly member, they don't have money in their pocket sitting there to dish it out, right? So what could Honorable Barrow have done?
Oversight functions.
Okay.
National Assembly
But he earlier talked about oversight functions. He talked about bringing questions before the ministers.
How comes we do not hear it? We did not. How comes? Not only me, but the entire people of Kombo South. You can ask my colleagues. The people of Gunjur, in fact, protested. Yes. They were arrested. We've never had a word from our very own sitting member of parliament. In fact, at some point he
earlier said
yes,
that's an isolated incident. Yeah, these are pocket, of people, he said.
No.
If I quote him here, pockets of people who just protest. But are you saying to me, the people of Sanya, the people of Gunjur are not benefiting from these factories in Sanya and in Gunjur?
Majority
No. Are you saying they are not benefiting?
They are not benefiting, yes. They are not.
Did you make any findings to find out if they are benefiting or not?
I joined their press conferences.
No, you are still talking about the pocket of people.
Yes.
The isolated people.
They are not isolated people. I'm telling you, the major, in fact, they are not benefiting. Then let him tell us.
What sort of benefit do you expect them to have?
Come again?
What sort of benefit do you expect the people of Sanya or Gunjur to have?
Okay.
In this fish mill?
Looking at the black sand, that has been my...
No, let's focus on the fish mill.
They are corporate social responsibilities. Every business that is going on in Kombo South, we expect them to, fulfill their social corporate responsibilities. What social corporate responsibilities have they availed us?
Mr. Colley, that's a voluntary. That's voluntary. They are not. It is not forced on them that I've got my factory sitting in Sanyang. I have to come out every 3 months to give them money. That's voluntary, isn't it?
Mr. Cisse, if they are not benefiting us.
But people are working there, right? Are people working there in Sanyang fish mill?
Yes, just very few people, yes.
No, are people working there?
Sanyang?
Yes, are people from Sanyang working at Sanyang fish mill?
From the last time I checked. No, they are not.
Those working there, where are they from?
They are not natives of Sanyang.
Most of the time, what do you qualify? What do you qualify? How do you know they are not natives of Sanyang?
From the people of Sanyang. They will tell you that.
So where are they from? Where are they from? So they
most of them from Senegal and other places. So you remember that incident?
No, I don't remember any incident. Mr. Colley, do you want to tell me everybody working at Gunjur fish mill and Sanyang fish mill are not natives of Gunjur and Sanyang?
I don't know of Gunjur fish mill factory, but the fish mill factory at Sanyang are not natives of Sanyang people.
Even the women carrying the bucket of fish there are not Sanyankas?
But those people are not directly working at, for the fish mill factory. Directly, yes.
What do you mean direct? What do you mean direct? They're earning something from there.
But not like a month, what, I mean permanent staff.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Whether it's a permanent staff or it's a casual worker, they are benefiting, right? There are people of Sanya who are carrying those fish.
They, in fact, instead of benefiting, they are exploiting them.
Thank you so much.
Mr.
Thank you so much.
I
move to Mr. Jallo.
Thank you.
Mr. Jallo, we had all these issues like you've raised and Mr. Barrow have talked about. If, for example, you were in the National Assembly, what would you have done differently?
Differently, I would, in the first place, would have stood against even giving a contract to a Chinese. In the first place. I don't know
why.
Because those are people who come and destroy us.
I mean, you said earlier here you were in Germany.
Yes, I was.
You in fact learned the German language.
Yeah, I did.
And now you are making such a sweeping racist statement.
I'm not racist. I
consider this to be racist.
No, I'm not racist. It is not. This has nothing to do with racism.
When you say giving, you not in fact advocate to give a Chinese a contract.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, of course, you may have few Chinese who are bad. But doesn't necessarily mean every Chinese is bad.
The Chinese that we
have...
You
are stereotyping
the ones Chinese that we have here are bad Chinese.
What?
They are, look, they are destroying...
How do you know?
They are destroying our environment. This is pollution.
So you mean every Chinese in the Gambia, as we speak, is out there polluting our environment? Is that what you're saying?
We are talking of Kombo South. We are talking of this, the pollution in Kombo South.
What do you talk to? Let's talk about a fish mill factory. I think that's specific. Then rather than talking about the Chinese, you just had a $50 million grant of the OIC Conference Center. Would you want to go and knock it because it's built by the Chinese?
Excuse me, Chinese would never give you anything for nothing. They would never look. I am.
So what are you going to do then? You're not going to give Chinese
not a single
contract?
Chance. Not a single.
Not a single contract. No. So then what are you going to do?
What am I going to do? I had already said it today. What the Gambia government should have done.
Yes.
We have a lot of youths that have already qualified from school. Why can't we pick at least a few of them, send them abroad, train them?
Which nationality do you trust? You don't trust Chinese now. No. Which nationality do you trust now? You're going to send your new youths. Where are you going to send them?
Do you have only fishing trawlers coming from China? We have the European Union.
No.
You can send them.
You talked about Chinese people that you're not going to engage them. You're not going to give them contract,
I'm not.
Right? But now you talked about sending your youths to go and get trained.
Not in China.
Can you actually tell me?
Yes.
Which nationalities do you trust?
Europeans.
Oh, you trust the European because you are in Germany, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Train them. Government should go ahead, buy fishing trolleys for these people, for these young people, bring them back and send them at sea. Go fish for the Gambia, and we have to sell this from our own sources. Most of this fish that has been caught out there at sea, it has just been dumped over other vessels and they go away. You never know how much fish is going.
How many youths are you thinking of in this
It depends.
And have you done a feasibility study?
You can do 100, even 200 youths. You can train them.
Where are you going to get the money from?
If the president can give 2 million, 4 million dollars to one individual, he can train 100.
What did you say?
If the president, Adama Barrow, can give $4 million, spend only on one individual to support his party.
Who did the president give $4 million to?
If I give you a new pickup, that's 1.7, 1.8 million. If I place another one...
Did Barrow told you that he got that $4 million from your coffers?
Not from our coffers, from our coffers, government coffers. I know he doesn't have the money.
How do you know?
He doesn't have the money. Where from?
So how much do you need as far as money is concerned to train these youths? Have you done any feasibility study?
It is less than that what he has already given to people.
How do you know it's less than $4 million to train these youths? How do you know?
Mr.
You've not done any feasibility study
Mr. Sise,
yes?
Mr. Sise, to take any student for any training, even you can take this as a grant to train my people. You can have scholarships for this. I mean, let us be very factual.
You are talking about...
Yes.
You are talking about chances here.
No, not chances. You can create this. You have to be creative.
Scholarships. How are you going to create scholarships?
Of course, yes. Their scholarships should be available.
What if the Chinese people are offering scholarships? What are you going to do with it?
You go to them and learn.
You can use them there, right?
Yes,
you are happy
because they are using us. They are using.
So you are happy for your youths to go to China and study.
They are using us.
So I don't get this.
They are using us.
They
are squeezing our natural resources and taking it away from us.
You want to send them there, right, to China?
I can send them all over the world just to get the education.
Then the Chinese are not that bad then. Okay, thank you. Yes. I mean, Mr. Barrow, Honorable Barrow, thank you so much for joining us, you guys. I'm enjoying this. I am sure you two are enjoying, and I'm sure our viewers, our listeners too are enjoying this. As a National Assembly member, you go to the National Assembly, you will ask questions, and you do oversight functions. But your electorates as well, there's services that you have to provide for them. Yeah. Do you have an office, for example, in Kombo South?
Yeah, I have my bureau in Gunjur, and I have 4 other bureaus.
What sort of services are you offering?
And 4 other bureaus in my constituency.
Are these yours?
The political party that I represent, we have
No. Let's get this right.
No, I have my own office in Gunjur.
No, what I want to find out, your office.
My office, that's what I'm saying.
That you sit in, and it's not your party's office.
No. It's my office.
Where is this office in Gunjur?
It's in Gunjur. It's housed in our political bureau, because that's the entry point to get to the electorate.
Honorable Barrow,
yes.
let's get right. Let's get right.
Yes.
You supposed to have an office for the electorates of Kombo South.
Yes.
But you choose to sit in a UDP office.
Yes.
You piggyback on UDP.
Yeah. No.
I, for example, as an electorate, as an electorate of Kombo South, I probably doesn't support UDP, and you sit in UDP. I may not come to your office, right?
Yeah.
Because you sat in a UDP office.
No, that's what I'm saying. Most of my work, are done there. But when I am reaching out to the people of my electorate in the constituency, my entry point in any community is the VDC.
But they have to meet you.
That's what, no, what I'm saying, whenever they want to come.
You cannot go and meet everybody.
No, what I'm saying, I have my own small office. When you get to my house.
Where is that?
That is in my house, in my home. I have a small office where it is specifically for my visitors, for people who are coming for their complaints.
Do people know they can come to Barrow Kunda and meet Honorable Keba Barrow?
Of course. I'm never out of
for the
Kunda.
Consultation of their problems.
For the consultation, yes.
And so far, roughly, how many have you seen in the last 5 years? Can you tell me?
Well, I did not come with my diary, but it's in thousands. You know, I have a diary. I have a diary where I record all letters that I receive and all consultations and meetings that I have with people.
All right.
So
thank you so much, Honorable Barrow.
On a daily basis.
Mr. Sanyang, are you aware of the office of Mr. Have you ever been there? Have you heard of it?
Just a surprise to hear.
To
hear that.
I
don't even know where he lives. Just 19 years. 19 years. A Johnson, a street before.
Allow him to learn. Allow Mr. Sanyang to learn.
I know his home.
Yes.
A street before Badikunda Johnson.
Yes.
First compound, second, the third compound on the right.
Yes.
That's where he lives.
But are you aware that there's an office there?
Well, there has been there.
No office at all.
No, are you aware? No.
I'm not aware.
There's an office?
I'm not aware.
Yes. FM Koli?
I am never aware.
You are never aware?
Never.
Mr. Jallo?
In fact, I'm seeing him for the first time.
Because he's not a Gambian.
Oh, no.
He's been in German all his life. He's just back 1 year ago.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Now we'll shift our just to the local language. Okay. Ala baraka bake albe programo min do kan wolam kachati mi yalon ko député le mi yalon ko hammo so pour ka carte ni waranta milbe député ya nyinola combo sat wala be mfe intembento ale kacha follow min fo wolam nasaran county min gam tuba county mol min be feja honorable Keba Barrow atebe loren UDP parti toyala Malan Sanyang GMC parti toya aning Babokar FM Koli atem independent candidate Abla F Diallo omu GDC parti dingoleti atebe loka wol toyal nga commencé honorable Keba Barrow ifam fo carte fayale milbe sirin combo south
ndeto mo honorable Keba Barrow leti député mimbe sirin 2017 kanafo bi wuluta combo gunjurle ngana karango kejel to primary secondary tata Yundum College in the 1980s 90s. That's the name before I came Gambia College in 1981. It used to be called Yundum College from 1945 to 1979-80. Mbota woto nga doku ke mbota teacher nga doku ke agriculture mbota jentata NGOs nyolto nga sanji mwone ke NGO doku la mbetango the Association of Non-Governmental Organizations for 20 years. I was their program officer networking, managing the reports of all the national and international NGOs in the Gambia. But before that, get a youth leader to Combo South. Okay. Me
Ngabarasa ye bunda ye lesilam kodi. Sila nganyini ngaro ke.
Yes.
Bimbe temo mi do bi Combo South.
Yeah.
Ite mun kole akulle jeje mi alon ko nsafo ko aketa wo sidal ti Combo South nkole.
Nga wosi nga ku follow minje wala mun ko Combo South la silo mol la funto kabem maraseto abuka tariano because silo le minu bije imankati. Edu woka tarde sabu aka sabu minella na musolu mini ya lonko ibe naki do kola ila naki fengole ke funtindi kata maraseto abuka funta watola kuku ma min fengo bije wala mi londo la yiri wati wobe kela na karambungol to nyadila 90 education policy ya min foela luwa landiru min be caring ko teacher o teacher karamunto dindin tan nani ila karamunto class o manyana tambila wala nga karambungolu jama balu minu je mini ya lonko sate balu minu be Combo South minu be ko Sanyang tujereng tanje jambanjeli anen gunjur fango classroom o dolu kono dindin taworo ka taraje wolmu kole quality nim permanent secretary minister of basic and secondary education nak nyidin kar lulu follow wala keta londo bunda la yirwati Combo South
wala député bungoto
jati kende la yirwa bunda Combo South silo la yirwa la bunda Combo South anim funding ke la mecho be yirwa la no nyaadi la
baraka bake honorable Keba Barrow honorable Malang Sanyang GMC
yes yes
kole akolo ni be mandia kam follow left na kam follow na kam
to sidi mba fola la moy landin jibe lalbe idi malamu ibarendengo doldo Malan Sanya komba katon uluta katon ne nga primary school kalam beka katon ne wala karam to dumanko fo biren na karam sawunta kata karam santon kolto mo beka lamen ne St Peters mbota njita St Peters 2000 sango nga hamo min soto wala konte ba balula nyaadile anim fala mba Gambia fana yuwandi la no nyaadile bawo ngajele ko fulangol nin do nyolu nyejele beke chike mobe ba fol tamo kata tiba wudu kata banta ntanga mi wala mi ko mbata ngata Gambia college nga kalandiro ngo karang fonsa Gambia dinni wol fana kalandi no nyami mbolto ngaje bang 2003 in qualified kake tichoti 2004 fokana fo bi
okay kole akol me kombo south mondro minute
ko nga fo no nyami kole akol wala silo ko to fo nga fo nyami kombo south sama kono molbe ka dunno nyokan satel man sono nyokan silo latina satel man sono nyokan fulanjango wala na fish meal factory ya kole akol min nyonti kombo south ko kan sunkango atina tourism fela ba fakan kombo south kon danda ba tinya kan nyel ka wulu bolon ngol minto katon gunjure do asir ka be bolon feñot nyel ka wulu je ñum fis milo le jebe tinyale fulan jang wala kenyo fimu min ka bi kombo south anin kenyo min funa ka bi kombo south ay dinkol le sabu je o dinkol dinnol ka faaje sama kon dinnol min ka ta ko wala ko min tole dinni watu ka ta dalol to ko wala dinni jimale fata ñin dinkol kon sal nim bambol ke mabu ñu dinkol kon almantangal nim bajiyo la fata 1 meter fankaso la fata 1 meter kombo sa beba flood la
abarka bake honorable Baboucar FM Kole
okay ko afunya min to Baboucar FM Kole de ndabora jamban jelle mfama mu polisolti mbama mu tichalde so kabri mfama transfer num farafenye kamenta wuluta jamban jelle ni tara nyola farafenye ngana nursery school ke wolto ngana primary school ke wolto primary school ke daje headboard mboraje yam fama muruni nan kombo jang fana seda jamban jelle ngana junior school ke wolto mboraje ndata Gambia high school kabri mbora Gambia high school ngado ko soto nin drug law enforcement agency jamaka min for drug squad nte bela kiti bung dulal to mbado ko la jel bar saymul o fana kan ndata management development institute coming for MDI nga Cairo sabantini nya karanje kabri mboraje ndata University of the Gambia Faculty of Law wala University la loi karam bumbati nga loi karanje mboraje ndata Gambia Law School wala Gambia la loi karam bumbati nga nimba fra don safa nga lawyer ya karanje yen tolo wolto yen ke lawyer kombo la problem wol atata nata wala na dandangolti kombo ni akrosi alay kombo harje bakele kombo e fengo soto bakele barna fengol man nafa mol min ba marali na fengol la ibana fengol tinya kan alay fengol min dinna mil kamunta na black sand wala kenya fengol min ba sanyang iko kenya fengol min dai ka wero le dala iko be mutale be ke container to finti kombo ta funu le ka finti nyaadil kombo saate dolto min kamunta kunku ang gunjur ni tara je l'hôpital pharmacie ngol fonti je sa ko l'hôpital silata kombo hanika wo sign manin min ke daming wo silale fon fenti je wo be ko la mbama nyol na nakol nga lundangol soro milka mbama wol bayla nakol to ntol ngam mi carte di milla pour être nya député bungoto e buka ko fo nya député bungoto wala kombo la problème or in sommation ni nga abesuti yandi
abaraka bake Mr Diallo nga dun kacha ko no kodi be sura kan fo la famande kan
sura kan wa sink
okay do waxtan bi
waaw jërëjëf maa ngi nuyu yëpp man maay Abdoulaye Diallo judo Banjul foofu la demee tamit school Mohammedan primary school jógee fa dem Senegal High School jógee fa liggéey ak ITC International Tripartite Center ba 1988 jógee fi dem Germany first ma attend the Julius University in Würzburg in the southern part of Germany foofu la defee suma language courses yi then from there ma move to Cologne ute foofu tamit liggéey fa la njëkk a sëyee tamit then si biir loolu liggéey na foofu as for 22 good years as deputy manager of the dispatch and logistics. Then si biir 22 years yooyu tamit def na 8 years yoo xamante ne dama ko def community organizing with the German Institute of Community Organizing and finished a project of 3 years with the Caritas, and then also we formed with other associations. Formed nañ fa an association Gambia German Cultural Association, ñu bokk ak yeneen associations of African countries, you form a political party. Then right now we have at least 5 representatives the European Parliament bi.
Jërëjëf. Waaw te yu nekk Kombo South pour benn minute rek.
Kombo South li fa nekk dafa doy waar. Comme ni ko ñuy waxee rek alal bi nekk Kombo South foo naa ne mun na moo saaf di whole Gambia. Kombo South rek mënoon na moo dundal Gambia waaye kenn xamut fan la alal Kombo South di dem kenn xamut lanaay dellu si waat Kombo South suy dellu si tamit lu néew la gisuñ ko. li fa waroon a nekk tey développement waroon a am Kombo South tey liy jógee Kombo South rek waroon na moo mën a développe Kombo South fekk sax demuñ fenn waaye nag loolu moo fa nekk plus suñ société si dañ leen destroy ba pare they are polluted li ma wax miin si loolu mooy suñ xale yi jàngatuñ dëkk yu bëri ngi foofu seen education bi demut kaw da ngaa dem ba primary school grade 6 foofu nga am because sa parents mënatuñu afford pour nga dem to further schools so foofu nga drop out. No. So apart from that, you have a lot of boys. ñoo xamante ne ñu ngi hang out from day in day out. ñu ngi si mbedd yi taxawalu. waaye nag ñu doole mën a take any blame on them.
jërëjëf ala baraka bake albe programme min no makang wolon kachati membe soto kang milieu député ya nyasi kang te Kombo South la tundo nyinde ngamran sa telephone line on fana bulano bari albe bankero ke kolea kola so atolu albe nyun kolea kol da fala no nyaadile 1 minute draw andum fana ne ngobantan sa nyinen karol fana anga telephone line ol fana yele bari lafta molembe sirin Kombo South wole kirloke mavo Kombo Sani Mendre mavo Kombo Brikama Kombo South wole kirloke ale anuma fana nyinen karal bol kela kodi honorable ye kuma kan fo memi kole akolti minute kilindro be nyaade
constituency la kole akolu na fota ka fo député bungolto iba fo la député bungolto minister de nyinin karo ni jabiroke edu ni woketa oversight function committees nyol minu bije wo nyinin karo lu minu keta wala ka wo ko tamandila nyanta tala nyamin wala katta ka silo di nim budgeto nata national assembly pour ka tala bundali tema do ko lu nyanta kala nyamin député buka kodisota bulo kono député la lo député bungoto akajela ko kodo min jina mimbe talala ministries department and agencies tema na banko molu be niyo sotola je nyaadile so wala atinna akuma yata pour ka wokul ka cha député
abaraka ba ke honorable Sadia
ya nde folo ne tala 6 million la carbon Kombo South ko le kate ntate député bunkon environment minister mba katala EIA environment impact assessment ka nyanta kel silo la nyamin ay ka nyam.
Okay, Mr. Kole?
Okay, Mr. Sise, intanga luwa la karam. So ni ajube akamuta ni miye luwa karan ya samba luwa dada bungoto akamuta ni karara masingo dia la kai la bayo kare. So Kombo South
Honorable Kole so demande wrong nga kirla so san. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Hello.
Abe kirlo ke kam do todi madum?
Ndito Mariama lati.
Be kirlo ke kam do?
La carton.
Kombo carton oto bismillah kachato.
Okay, na ñinin karo bita Mr. Barole kan. La fa gaji ni gamen na komi nata murunta parlement oto. Ate se mine kelo no musole Kombo South musole mini yalon ko be na ko do ko wala ani musol mi yalon ko be bada to.
Abaraka bakke. Ora wol ke babaro ya moy akoy be mine kelo musole ani na ko.
Nitate Bafulo Badiane ñinin ka Aissatou Bafulo Badiane Oyster Women's Group mimbe katon tele nge register tele nge la constitution o dada nge register Anthony General Chambers ebe kodo min do ku kanje kasoto e ke muna fa wala ning kansulo mi ya lonko nabe do kola na collaboration o nga kodo mi ya lonko nga funtindino Brikama area council atata million fula badato do ku min keta alla nyesi sindudula ka do ku wo kodo nata nam because tele nga Ministry of Geology and Petroleum Noma kaje ko wo million woro lo ming ya landi Brikama area council abije sanji fula ay funti so e baje la ko naki do ko roots project bi jele mi yalon ko National Assembly ko do di $7 million project lom abe tarala Gambia bele ko no sanji lulo min jina musol la nako li ba do kundila andu lafita nako li sansang kaje ko e kana tunaki do ko drone bari se meci dol ke min yalon ko wala be kala beyam molendo ti anen kaje ko suse molendo se keno nyaadire puli la fanko le way saje teben kambe ko soto
abaraka bake musundo e kol ke jang ako albe mene kala musol men na ko dola anen badala atule mene kala jani telephone julu do be dunna
ya ndaba min kala wala ñi ko musol mi ba naka do ko ji ko mi la problème bal dila ka ne Ministry of Agriculture ngambulo du ñoko kaje ko community gardening ay soto bawo itawo musuma ko no ala gardening individual garden.
Okay, abaraka bake. Mr. Koli?
Okay, inte ba jelal ko luwal nana luwal mimba musol la gardenol protect la. Because ni akrosi hani sanya amam me bake gachi mimba mining laji ila pipe ya jolong musol la nakol dola be nakol beti nyakan iba moy bay fe la nakol.
Be kola do tala. Mais sa Koli me namuru neka.
Okay,
assalamu alaikum. Ngamara call.
Okay. Mba musol la luwal nana mimbe protect la ila nakol because musol ka musu jama bi je la dingol la karamungol joy la ina ko to fengol to bar nga jele recently e kam sol bayla nakol to e ka fay ba mayni la je mbuka diamo moy
Mr. Koli
yes.
Ya fonu kacha kono ko mol be la nakol to be do kuninga luntaw la ke bay
ha
mino e jama lo luntaw ti kombo sa melika do rongol bay jama lo luntaw
miluka maynin ke je nyim mol min kana
melika
kenyo sinje e kana
wol bota mun to de
wol i bota different parts.
Manke Gambia dingol tiba.
Ah?
Manke Gambia dingol.
Dol baraman siya milu muje Gambia dingol bijele bariman siya.
So Gambia dingol be sirin combo sound.
Ha.
Wo mu luntangol tije.
Hani milu ba mining ke kanje. Wol dol company milu ba mining ke kanje.
Combo sound dingo ma lansino so dabe kenyo bi kan combo sound ba.
Iba kere ne.
So seleba fala nyalo mu luntangol le.
Isoto tale. Bari okay. Maybe I can rephrase that. Yeah, understand. So rephrase no.
Mani ya kan fola. Wala be lo kumo ka be lo kumo murundi la.
Nsa da kule.
Okay.
Ha, because ngajele ko ye musol bondi la nakoto le fish mill factory ol keji. Ngajele fana dole lansinol soto. Dole lansinol soto ye musol bondi la nakolto e ka fo ba kenyol le bila woto. So mba mek so la luwale na luwal min be protect la. Kaje ko la nako mote la nakol tinyala ke bondi.
Bre bondi la nakoro fo musol nyi man de ma rosoto ba.
Nte ma de marjade. Nte ma kala muta maje. Andi ikumbotale foi aba newspaper to aba dulal to barinte ma de maro moy andum ma moy na député bungoto san de ngadi am
abaraka bake.
Okay, abaraka.
Nga kola sodo ni wo kola bore jere atol killing criminal sa nyoni ka kuma kaun. Assalamu alaikum. Ebe la moy la telephone la kane la moy television la.
Ndero Usman la dembo kuma
ila television tala ngemoy
moko maniro ke garnan sifo
Usman mbe bismillah la nyinen karo me bebulu
ha lafta honorable MP la nyinen kala memo incumbent honorable Baro kabrata sita sanjilulo min tambita lafta adlisa kuma dandam fula dam man sula da fura wala fanya ay minke fannin kele combo saat ala ni sanjilulo
abaraka bak
ni sa so le tol do mil bebe siring lafta at least briefly ya ko mole mune mu député la do ko député bungor
abaraka bak honorable Keba Baro
ntela dula nga wala fo député bungoto sanjilulo min kateje nga kumolu mim fo abe tata combo saut la yiri wala kabiri la jati kenda la karola londo la karola molla futa nyomo la karola anin kanda dandangol yirwandi barinte kungo kaje ko ka fondin kelu suru nyobala tournament woro wala nga wala ke combo saut ka bo 27 kanafo on the 17th of March 2022 mi ya lon ko nga ke combo saut e du wo tournamentolu e be mu tournamentol te min ya lon ko ka ke tournament balle
abaraka bak honorable Keba Baro laftalo na draft constitution we na député bungola breve wote nyin kala ite wote kenyadi le
ntollo molti min ya lon ko constitution o draft constitution o Gambian ko la kangolomo député
ite wote kenyadi le
nga wote ke pour di constitution o
ta hani yake ha fo hani
ha
okay Malang honorable Malang Sanya di draft constitution o
wonena maje
draft constitution o nintelam
iba fala hawo hani
mba fala hani
dalilo bomb okay dalilo masulo la bi Mr. Kole dalilo du bimbe temo meno nintere tebe député bungola no kate fayo min kete je constitution o hawo hani tebe da mun dole
mba fala ha
Mr. Diallo
dina ko don vote yes wow
okay ala barka ba ke sa wato min tule jam jam fa ko de ke mbalbe so la monro minute fulala ka kacani kufa honorable Keba Baro
ala barake la moy lar ni jibe laru mbe min folale don April karotil kononto sita Combo South molu be momo ya lonko register be bul 72,000 registered voters le bije na mankita tamalal ni minu banta mawolfo jeno April karo tili kononto talan seye mobe tararangoto alena ale carte fay Combo South la député mi mo honorable Keba Kebaroje kaje ko musol la naki do kol anun ke sembentundiande londol soto min ya lonko e bela do kol kala nyamin funding kelu kaje ko meti karambule ninje ko Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education and Mohas Higher Education ya foko Combo South be meti bunda timmari sotola mi ya lonko funding kelu be karalanje Ministry of Fisheries and Water Resources ya foko gunjur Combo South la bada borndo katon gunjur sanyang kanje ibebe kulungol sotola lebe funding kel nindila mechola mi ya lonko e londi timmari sotoje musol la nakol minu ya ke roots project over 67 million US dollars National Assembly ya approve ji timmari be sotola musol la nako to Combo South musol min ya lonko la gardinol ya lonko ye list woto saimba fola alkalo le ko musol la kaytol minnu be bulu me sign pour que list ye kaytol bula musol la kaytol dada ila cardinal pour se dada ye be molendo keje ye keba karon keje ye ji timmandi no keje e du wote kenola nan man carte fay moye mi ya lonko aselo kaje ko alla ko mu minti alla sula ko mu minti ana moño député ye si kaji be Gambia la tarambulo abe lala nyamin wala bete kenola foddi manta kundala bunda o bunda ila tamar bundal wala mi la ferel landir wala minu bije wali timmande andu wolte timmalano ni man nano député moto woto badi Combo South kor min nyanta carte sotolal bulu 2022 April karo til kononto wala mo honorable Keba Kebaroti
baraka ba ke honorable Keba Kebaro Mr. Malan Sanyang
alhamdulillah rabbil alamin mbadin Combo South kolu albadi malam Mr. Malan Sanyang min nyanta na lafta al kanwa ifta député bunkon ala la carte ci kali adin na lafta nga luwa kendo so rim banko kan ba nga jele birin Gambia ba wulu hansign 1997 constitution banko tamana buk kitabo min bije sanji mo ni njelo abayim banko kan fem man falinje electoral reform min ya mul soronga ala jang fem man keje fem man falinje woto pour que luwa kendo so rim banko kan kaje ko minister président na ministre directeur ke commande député bun ko ke nyin ka banko na fulo dunta nyaadi le ya dépense nyaadi le dama def na ay tiniala ka def na ko man sa kum dala bundal ke kusonson check and balances ko député do ko molle anum fana mba katala fo nim man sa mimba siring ngambulo du nyoko no ko ya ko mba Combo South mbe ngalon amantala moy kumbato nyin sanjulul tambila moment ranya Combo South ala la carte dina pour ngaje ko 6000 facture ba Combo South yele do ko ke ko nga fu nyame ma fo 6000 facture nge boy bale yente le do ko ke ko ande kel nyame kenye biol ni mi ke Combo South din ko mi ka tuje yente ka sare anya de responsible mining net
baraka ba ke Mr. Sanyang Mr. Koli
badin Combo South ko lu mbafla le ko nyinam fondinkel fele natali ikale ko kebali akatale lafta pour kebali chance di fondinkel la so badin Combo South ko mbafla ko nyinang al carte ci aliya di fondinkel la ali chance di mo la nga tandal la control fana se minno sako fondike mi yalon ko akoy nga faham role ke nga luwale karang ni luwal binala le mi yalon ko aba Combo South ko tankala ebe tankala na dandangol le ibe tinyaka nyami ikana musol bay na ko nyami ani nga fengol min soto Combo South o fengol ba murra na nyaadi le Combo South ka Combo South yiruwandi so on safale ko nga chance di modol la janne mam fenje politicien o kana nene kana foko ndaba nyim parti card wala mbay parti card wala mbay parti card mo jube mom yalan ko ase nya fitano katum député carte fayo ning président carte fayo man clear député carte fayo kamtala ko ika mole ki konsimbelo ko le ki pray lo ela kangola bari taba kumbo kan iko mole soto député bungo ela kumbo da ibo ko moy député bungo hani bi iko babulo marino makafo mun kankam katu naba particulier so badin Combo South ko mbo aflale ko nyinang ali nga nyasi di fay bambang kana jube ko ndeba parti card kana jube ko mo parti card mo jube mi yalan ko ite fango jikita ko nyinta carte loi bungo aba ni luwal binale ani police sol binale ani abe tankala no nyaadi le pour ye fango soto
baraka ba ke Mr. Koli Mr. Diallo
waa Combo South man la di dénkale na man Abdoulaye Diallo dama ne Combo South waxtu bi dafa jot pour ñu am new face waxtu bi dafa jot pour lépp loo xam ne ñu ko doon ñàkkate ñu delloowaat si ko Combo South lu bëri ngeen dem suñ loxo si ay jàmbur la moo dem te dañ ko war a dellu si waat biir Combo South suñ jigéen ñi suñ xale yi ñu delloo li ñu jàng ba wàcce ñu mun a am liggéey kenn ñu mun a protéger suñ xale yi balaa ñoo nekk si yooni bàkkuwe bii nii suñ jigéen jaa ngi nii ñoom ñoo fu mu ne nii ñoom ñooy génnee dépense si biir kër yi loolu rek dafa métti so Kombo South li ma leen di ñaan mooy élection bi jot si na ba pare kenn si yéen bu mu jaay kàttam dina ñëw nag si yéen dinañ jox ay maalo dinañ jox ay xaalis loolu du leen yóbbu fenn juróomi at si kanam ngeen di war a seet du ñaari fan ñetti fan li na di jox du leen njëriñ du njëriñ seen doom yi yërëm leen seen xale yi pour ëllëg dañ bugg a liggéey dañ bugg a wécc ci Kombo South mu am xar kanam bu bees jërë ngeen jëf.
jërëjëf Mr. Jallow. Thank you so much, gentlemen. As part of the rules of this debate, at the end of the debate, you can have a handshake or an elbow vote. So, gentlemen, please feel free to give a hug if you may, or you give a handshake. Yeah? Thank you so much. Viewers, thank you so much for joining us this evening, and please do join us tomorrow for another special edition of the debate. Thank you so much. It's me.